Alright, let's go see the sussy magic boy. Talk to Charlotte. You know what? Don't mind if I do. I mean, I'm a fan of Charlotte's character.
Hey, isn't that Charlotte?
It is.
We're always running into her. What's she doing this time? Oh, looks like street interviews.
Typical.
I see. So you believe that this warning letter was sent by the Phantom Weasel?
Hello, Charlotte. The Phantom Weasel.
Absolutely. I've said it before and I'll say it again. The Phantom Weasel never acts as you expect. He must have faked his own death 10 years ago using a body double.
Whoa. You know it's going to be a mystery when it has Phantom in the name. Always the case.
Now that he's back, I'm sure the guards who worked on his case back in the day are in for a headache, but however this turns out in the end, the one thing it won't be is boring.
Fair play to you, lad.
Couldn't agree more. As a journalist, I'm gonna get a lot of mileage out of this one. Thank you, sir, for your time.
It's all for the
Now,
views.
whom should I interview next? Huh? Hey!
Hi.
What a coincidence! Fancy meeting you here.
Hello, Charlotte. Did you document my,
Perfect timing. So, the Phantom Weasel's latest warning letter. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, you're gonna have to catch me up to speed because I have no idea what it is. Phantom Weasel?
Yeah, this is the first time we're hearing of this one. Could you clue us in?
Is it Lenny?
Huh? Oh, sorry. Yes, this case is from a decade ago. I guess you wouldn't know about it.
I'm gonna predict that it's Lenny because he's also admitted that he's done crime. So is he back at it? I don't know why, but...
Well, not to worry. You're in good hands because I'm a professional. The story goes like this.
Alright.
10 or so years ago, a phantom thief became active in the court of Fontaine. Known only as the Weasel, nobody knew his true identity, and the authorities never managed to catch him.
100% Lenny.
Wow, cool! He sounds like one of those mysterious night burglars that you read about in novels.
100%.
Precisely. Well, except the part where they actually have a good reputation. Our Weasel targeted whatever people held dear, and no one was safe from his predations.
Hey man, if it's to get the bag, you gotta go for it. Man's on the grind.
He would just as soon steal a necklace from a rich merchant's safe as he would a toy doll given to a commoner child for their birthday.
Based. Sounds like an absolute weirdo.
I know. The phantom thieves you read about in novels rob the rich to pay the poor, but this guy did not discriminate. Unsurprisingly, this didn't work wonders for his public reputation.
I wonder why.
Every man and his dog wanted to see him behind bars.
Yeesh. So, did they catch him?
Not exactly. There's a good chance that the Weasel would still be at large to this day if it hadn't been for an accident 10 years ago. A magician named Cesar fell to his death in a botched high-altitude escape performance.
Oh,
When
damn.
the police went through his personal effects, they found a hoard of stolen loot and gadgets used for criminal activities. And that was how the Phantom Weasel's identity was revealed to all.
I feel like that is probably a setup, right?
Sure enough, thefts in Fontaine went down after Caesar's death. But today, 10 years on, the notorious thief has once again issued one of his warning letters and pasted it on the gate of the Opera Epiclese for all to see.
Or maybe it is the case that he was the thief, but someone's just taken on his identity now.
I had to squeeze through the crowd this morning to get a photo as soon as I heard. Here, it's this one.
Gotta get the clicks. I can't read.
So, this is the warning letter, huh? Let's see what he wrote.
The letter just looks like something a kid would make.
3 days from now, when evening falls, I shall take from you that which you hold most dear at the Opera House, just as you did to me 10 years ago.
Are they gonna take the Gnosis from the Judgment Machine? That would be pretty hype. I don't even know if the Judgment Machine is powered by the Gnosis. I'm just guessing.
This is, without a doubt, a clear declaration of criminal intent. After years of laying low, the Phantom Weasel is back with a vengeance.
Vengeance
What
will
once
be
seems
mine.
like an open and shut case has been blown wide open again. But why has he reemerged now? And what does he want? I sense an epic scoop, and I'm going for it.
You know what, Charlotte? I wish you luck.
Uh-oh. If this thief will steal anything that other people value, does that mean even we might be targeted?
I will body them. Yeah, he might try to nab you, little Paimon.
Aww. But Paimon doesn't want to get kidnapped. have to go through you first. You would stop him, right?
Maybe, maybe not. It depends how I feel. 50-50 chance.
Okay, the people have spoken. It's clear that the public are very
Hey,
concerned about the Phantom Weasel's reappearance.
Mr. Lyney.
Let's see, I've got a photo of the letter, my interview notes. Yep, that should be enough to form the skeleton of my article. It does feel like something is missing, though.
I do. I love his animations, man.
Something exclusive. Who should I interview next? I need someone with a more concrete connection to the Weasel. Is that who I think it is?
A fellow magician. You just see the hat, and you're like, "Yep, that's Lyney and Lynette." Looks like he's performing some magic.
Magic. Magician. Caesar! The Phantom Weasel! That's it!
Bingo.
Let's go interview Lyney!
Alright, you know what? I'm down.
You see, the original Phantom Thief Caesar was a magician too! And what do Phantom Thieves and magicians have in common? They both have an air of mystery about them. Perhaps there's a connection there.
Yeah, put in some sus on Lyney. I agree with you, to be honest.
Are you serious? What sort of a deduction is that?
No, let her cook. She's kinda right.
Oh, relax! My journalistic instinct tells me that an exclusive news story is beckoning. Let's go! No time for delay!
She knows how to get the clicks. Oh, the kid wants to talk, eh? Here we come. The Forgotten Thief.
Wow, Mr. Magician! How did you know which card I picked?
David.
Oh, it's simple. Come closer, and I'll let you in on my secret. Magicians have a special skill called telepathy, which means we can read other people's minds.
Really? Then, what am I thinking now?
Oh, he's throwing you a curveball, mate. Can you catch it?
Well, first you need to relax, because I can see that you're clenching your fist in your mind, as if to say, no, I mustn't let him guess it.
Yeah, you're gonna gaslight him into what he's thinking?
Aww.
And now you're getting a little flustered.
Yeah.
You're trying to find a way to empty your mind, to think of nothing at all.
So
But the more you try to hide a secret, the easier it'll come out.
man is gaslighting this kid.
You snuck out from home today, didn't you? You told your family a little lie so you could come out and play. Now, that's not a good habit.
I like Lyney.
You can tell? Oh boy, you really can read my mind.
Of course. Oh, and that's the end of my performance. You should really be heading home. Remember to apologize to your family, all right? They must be worried about you.
Giving some good advice.
All right, got it. Bye, Mr. Magician.
Alright. Bravo! Great performance. Gaslighting a kid.
Hey, Lyney?
Saw, dude.
Why, hello. We meet again. Are you looking for me? What's the situation?
You're the thief, aren't you?
Why don't you guess, Mr. Telepathic?
Oh, please. You didn't believe that spiel, did you? The power of telepathy is quite beyond me.
You lied to a kid. Oh, how could you?
I'm sure that child would beg to differ. Seemed like you were right on the money.
He's gone through like...
That was nothing more than a little trickery. I made an educated guess based on his micro-expressions. That, plus the fact that he was the only kid here without his parents, and he looked as guilty as sin. He made it easy for me.
You know what? Fair enough.
You guys, on the other hand? Let me guess. Don't tell me you're here for the Phantom Weasel, are you?
Alright, he's a telepath. He's a witch. Burn him.
Wow, got it in one. Is this more of your trickery at work?
It's because Charlotte's with us.
Really? No trickery this time. It was pure luck.
I call bull, Lyney. I call bull.
His warning letter's been the talk of the town, so I figured that maybe you were asking around about that.
Bingo! I plan on writing a column reporting on the latest news about the Phantom Weasel.
It's got to be Lyney, right?
So, Lyney, what are your thoughts on this infamous thief's reappearance?
Yes, Lyney.
To be honest, It makes me angry.
Oh?
Angry? Why?
You read his letter, right? The Phantom Weasel claims he's planning something in 3 nights' time at the Opera House. That's the night I'll be performing there.
So it might be the case that this Phantom Weasel is trying to pin crimes onto magicians. Like, he might be a petty magician who's not as famous, so he's getting rid of competition. Doesn't make sense why he disappeared for 10 years, though. But it also could just be the case Lenny's pretending to be the Phantom Weasel so more people come to his performance. Now, that would be a big brain play. I would respect him greatly.
Huh. What are the chances? Wait a minute, you don't think he's after you, do you?
Possible.
Well, if he is, then his warning is clearly a direct challenge to me personally.
Challenging
And if he's
magicians.
not, then it's still going to be a huge headache for me.
True.
The mere mention of the Weasel's name is enough to scare people off. So once the contents of that letter get out, barely anyone will be showing up to watch my show.
Really? I feel like people would show up more, no? Just don't go without anything expensive on.
But I've been preparing for this for a long time. I'm not about to let him ruin my big day.
Bez.
This leaves me with only one choice. I have to expose the Phantom Weasel's identity before the show begins.
Oh, damn, I'm down.
Really? So what you're saying is, we might get to see a live duel between a famous magician and an infamous thief? Wow, this has exclusive written all over it.
To be honest, I'm not sure if I'll emerge the victor. The Phantom Weasel is a notorious crook, infamous for his inscrutable methods.
I feel like Lenny's just doing this on purpose because he knew Charlotte would write about it, thus then promoting his show even more. This could just be a 400 IQ play.
You're being far too modest, Lyney. I think your magic tricks are even more inscrutable than those of a thief.
True.
Thanks for the compliment, though I have to say, I don't care much for the comparison.
Alright.
A lot of people liken magicians to thieves because we both have the ability to make things disappear without the person noticing. But there's an important difference that these people overlook. Allow me to demonstrate with a quick magic trick.
Alright.
Here, I have a flower, just an ordinary flower that was picked not long ago. Watch it carefully now. 3, 2, 1.
Boom. It just explodes.
It's gone!
How's he done that?
That's the question. Where did it go? Therein lies the difference between us. Thieves make precious things disappear, but only magicians make them reappear.
Until they don't.
If I could now invite you all to check your clothes, there might be a surprise in there somewhere.
Mother.
A surprise? Let me see!
It's in my pants. Huh? Oh, damn. I didn't even realize that.
It's right there! But how? You haven't moved this whole time!
Man's crazy.
What an outstanding trick! Sorry, Lyney, it seems that my previous praise was woefully inadequate. Clearly, magic is the superior art form to theft.
He's a witch.
Don't worry, I didn't take offense. I just wanted to take the opportunity to perhaps change some of the preconceived notions you might have about magicians. Since Cesar's death, a lot of people associate magicians with criminality. It can be quite frustrating.
I can imagine. Coming back to your trick just now, might I presume that you are well versed in floral symbolism? For example, magicians often use rainbow roses in their flower-related performances to represent passion and romantic encounters.
I see.
But you used a Lumidu spell, which, if I'm not mistaken, allude to separations. I'm curious to know if there was any deeper meaning behind this choice?
Separating thief from magician, maybe?
Impressive knowledge. It's no wonder you're such a successful
Might be the
journalist.
case.
But I'm afraid I don't know the first thing about floral symbolism. I'm just in the habit of using Lumidu spells in my magic.
Fair
It
play,
sounds
innit?
like something I should look into, though. I'll buy myself a copy of Fontaine's Floral Language Facts when I have some time. But it'll have to wait until this Phantom Weasel business is behind us.
I mean, that flower's like really good for this current situation, like separating the two. Quite symbolic.
Well noted. In that case, this brings us to the end of our interview. I, for one, am looking forward to the final showdown between you and the thief.
Yeah, I'm
Please
down.
feel free to get in touch to update me on any further developments. Otherwise, I will of course see you at your show in 3 days' time. But let's hope the Phantom Weasel is caught by then.
I do hope that this is just one big play that Lyney's doing, because my respect for him will skyrocket.
If there's nothing else, I'll be off. You've given me lots to work with here, and I've got no time to lose if I want to write that exclusive piece. I'll see you all later.
Alright, see you later, Charlotte. Goodbye now. Oh, she's off. She...
So, Lyney, are you gonna tell us how you did that flower trick now?
Yeah, did he touch us at any point? I can't remember. Like, before he did that trick?
I'm afraid that's my little secret.
God damn you.
Aww. Well, magicians are entitled to their secrets. But Paimon's really itching to know how it's done.
Well, that's goddamn too bad, Paimon.
You feel it too, right? So itchy.
I mean, not really, because, like, whilst it, like, is interesting, it's more fun just not knowing the reason behind the trick. The Phantom Weasel, you sure you'll be able to handle him?
Not so itchy then, huh?
Nah.
Well, since you're so concerned, how would you like to serve as my temporary magician's assistants and help me investigate?
Sign me up, boy.
Magician's assistants? Oh, that sounds fun. Assistants are technically magicians too. Also,
True.
it'll bring us one step closer to figuring out how that darn trick is done. Shall we go for it?
You're the only one that wants to do that, Paimon, I'm just saying. I want to keep the trick a secret. It's more fun. Alright, boss, what's your plan?
The first thing we need to look into is who Cesar really was. If he truly was the Phantom Weasel, that means that the Weasel is dead, and whoever wrote this warning letter is just a copycat criminal.
It's one of many possibilities.
But if he wasn't the Weasel? Well, that'll make things more interesting. It would mean that the Weasel lives, and he's been laying low all this time in some corner of Fontaine. And if we're investigating Cesar, his fiancée Gemma is a good place to start. Word is that she visits the cemetery often, so I asked Lynette to wait for her there.
Imagine that your husband just ends up being accused of being a thief just because he fell to his death. I mean, yeah, sure, they found like thief tools in its bag, but they could have been planted. You never know.
We should make a move. Let's go and rendezvous with Lynette.
We're getting to see Lynette as well? Hell yeah, dude. That's the best. Gift of parting. Oh yeah, we still have Child's Vision. Another important item to add to our inventory, eh? Hello, Lynette.
You took your time.
Hey, we were vibing, alright? Damn, you can tell these people do not matter because they've been completely focused out.
Sorry, I bumped into the Traveler and Charlotte en route, and we ended up chatting for a while.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a while, Lynette. We're working as
has
living
it?
temporary assistants in the investigation of the Phantom Weasel.
I mean, canon-wise, it's been a few days, so... Sure.
Thank you. It's good to have you helping.
Hell yeah.
So, what's the situation? Have you seen Gemma?
Gemma?
Nope. I've been here a while, and she still hasn't shown up.
Do we know
How
her, Gemma?
bizarre. Maybe it was bad intel.
Oh,
Well,
wait, that's
we
the
won't
wife.
get anywhere by standing around waiting. Traveler, Paimon, let's go ask around.
I forgot, that's the wife's name. Okay.
I'll wait for you here and see if Gemma shows up.
Alright. Thank you, Lynette.
Excuse me, good sir. Do you by any chance know a Gemma?
This feels like the worst time to approach people. Imagine you're like mourning at a grave and then some magician comes up to you and it's just like, hey, oh man, do you know about this woman? I'll just be like, yo, leave me alone, man. What are you doing?
Gemma? You mean Caesar's fiance? Sure I do. What's this about?
Oh, okay, so they're not married just yet. Okay.
I'm just trying to get a hold of her because I need her help with something. I heard she comes here a lot.
Yeah, she does. Poor thing. It's no secret why either. She's heartsick.
That's
Ever
fair.
since Caesar passed away, she's been coming here once every week to clean his grave. Often she just sits there in front of his headstone, lost in thought. Sometimes she talks to herself.
Oh, that's kind of sad.
I asked her what she was doing once. She said she wanted to speak to him again.
Oh, man.
She knows he's gone and can't hear her from the grave, but she just likes to spend time there, telling her fiancé all about how her life is going.
That's quite a common thing people do.
And she's been doing this ever since Caesar passed away? Oh, so 10 years. Wow. Their love must have been really strong.
100%.
I'll
God
bet.
damn.
Caesar's reputation fell apart after his identity was revealed, so no one else visits his grave. Gemma's the only one who still thinks about him after all these years.
Damn.
I don't know if the mind lives on in the waters after death, but if it does, I'm sure Caesar must be grateful to have someone who remembers him fondly.
I mean, from what we've seen in Act 1 and Act 2, it might be possible that that's the case, that people go back to the water. That would be kind of interesting, though.
If I'm honest, I think this is all so unfair to poor Gemma. Her fiancé was a low-life crook.
Whoa.
Doesn't deserve someone like her.
You never know, dude.
Anyway, all of that said, she's running later than usual today. Normally, she'd be sitting in front of his grave by now. I wonder if she's okay. Well, that's everything I know, I'm afraid. You might have more luck asking some other people.
Well, if we know anything about this game, most likely isn't okay.
All right, well, thanks for sharing all of this with us. We'll keep asking around.
You're
Alright.
welcome. I just hope she'll be able to move on one day.
Did you hear the news? They're saying the Phantom Weasel's back.
Is this the place for gossip? You know what I mean? A bit inappropriate.
You're kidding. Wait, isn't he dead?
I don't know anymore. All sorts of news flying around nowadays. I can never tell what's true and what isn't.
Bro, his grave is like right there. Bit disrespectful.
But what if, just hypothetically, I mean, what if this weasel's the real deal and Caesar was framed?
Possible.
Called it. Seriously, 10 years ago, on the day it all went down, I said to myself, you know what? This guy's been set up. The Caesar I knew was a good guy. He gave balloons to children on the street, for Pete's sake. What, are we supposed to believe that he was a balloon thief or something? Give me a break.
Ah, so Giuliano is a theorist.
Oh, please. Weren't you the one cursing his name to high heaven when the police announced the news? You were all, "Oh, that gosh darn lousy son of a, you think you know a guy," or words to that effect.
Oh man, you've been called out. Got caught on those lies.
Wait, did I say that? I don't seem to recall.
So he's one of those people. I will admit I've done that a few times before. Yeah, guys, sorry to interrupt.
Hello there. Sorry for disturbing you, but I couldn't help but notice you were discussing the Phantom Weasel.
Right next to his own grave as well.
We're actually quite interested in this topic as well, but we're struggling to get to the bottom of it. Do you think you could spare a moment to tell us a little bit about Caesar?
You've come to the right people. Yep, I was there. Back when Caesar used to perform magic tricks on the street. He
The
was
good
a
old
great
days.
magician. The best trick I ever saw him do was pop a transparent balloon, only for a whole bunch of doves to fly out from the inside.
Or maybe you just think they were transparent.
I was right up close and didn't blink or look away once. But for the life of me, I still don't have the faintest clue how he pulled it off. Really incredible stuff.
Imagine if he faked his own death just to get away from his engagement. Oh, damn. Okay, hopefully that's not the case.
I saw him perform too. He always used to bring some gifts along for the kids who came to watch his show, and he'd hand them out after he was done.
That's cute.
Sometimes he even got the kids to write their wishes down, and then he'd make the items on the wish list appear
Aw.
in his next show.
You know what? That's kind of sick.
He doesn't sound like such a bad guy.
But after he died, there were also rumors that he used the wish list to find out what was precious to people, with the intent to steal it later.
Oh, damn. That would be downright evil if that was the case, but they're just rumors.
As I'm sure you know, the Phantom Weasel would steal just about anything from anyone.
He stole my kid's goddamn teddy bear, man.
Whatever the case, now that the Weasel is back, Caesar's become a hot topic once more.
Makes sense.
I bet Gemma must be pleased. If Caesar's name gets cleared, maybe it'll finally give her some solace after all this time. Oh, speak of the devil, that's her over there. If you've got any more questions about Caesar, she's definitely the one to ask.
I need a closer look on her.
So that's Gemma. Is it just Paimon, or does it look like something's wrong?
She looks very distressed.
Wait, It looks like she's injured.
Oh,
Come on, let's see if she's okay.
that's not good. I'm surprised you spot that, Paimon.
Hi there. You're Gemma, right?
I mean, we should probably let her do her business first, right? She just got here.
Who's asking?
Don't be afraid, we mean no harm.
This just feels wrong.
Looks like you're injured. How bad is it?
Thanks for your concern, but you didn't answer my question. Who are you, and what do you want with me?
Nah, that's fair questions to ask back. I wonder if she's been practicing to do magic tricks.
My name is Lyney, and this is my sister Lynette.
And she's just like injuring herself because she can't do it.
My name's Paimon, and this here's the Traveler. We're investigating the Phantom Weasel.
Oh my god. A rare moment where Paimon actually introduces herself normally. Whoa.
The Weasel posted a warning letter this morning. If he still lives, that means that Cesar was falsely accused. You knew Cesar better than anyone else. So if you're willing, we'd love to hear what you think about all this.
If you don't mind. She don't feel
I promise
comfortable.
you can trust us. We won't hurt you. In fact, we'll do all we can to keep you safe.
I never believed that he was the Weasel.
Fair enough.
Huh. I suspected as much. Okay, so going back 10 years, do you remember anything strange in the weeks leading up to the accident? Did Cesar have a falling out with anyone, for instance?
No, not that I know of.
Got it. All right. Sorry for disturbing you.
Lynette noticed something. What did you notice?
If you don't have any more questions, please leave. I want to be alone with him.
That is also fair. Alright, what did you notice, Lynette?
Judging by the look on her face, there's definitely something fishy about her.
I wonder if she's being watched.
She's lying. She definitely knows something.
Perhaps she simply doesn't trust us.
That's fair. We're just a bunch of strangers who showed up and started questioning her about things that happened a whole decade ago.
Yeah.
It makes sense that she'd be wary around us.
There's...
In any case, I doubt we'll get any further here, so let's call it a day. Meet me outside Hotel de Boer tomorrow, and then we'll start the next step of our plan.
Sounds like a plan. Yeah, the fact that she was injured and then it looks like she was kind of distressed. I wonder if someone's like watching her from a distance. Hey yo.
Over here.
Here we are. Here we come.
Lynette's not joining us today?
I've had her follow Gemma and see if we can make any inroads with her. They should be at a cafe right now.
Let's hope it's nothing too, like, depressing. You know, like, oh, someone is actually hurting her and stalking her.
Still, I don't think that Gemma's likely to open up to us. So, we need a contingency plan.
I mean, it makes sense why she wouldn't. I feel like most normal people wouldn't talk about stuff like this to strangers who visit you whilst you're going to a grave. So, what should we do?
Today, we'll be looking into a guy named Lorenzo, Cesar's former pupil and assistant.
Ooh,
when
good
Cesar
place.
passed away, all the stolen goods discovered in his home were confiscated and returned to their rightful owners. But Lorenzo was the only one privy to all his magic secrets, and he inherited his craft.
Suspicious. So Lorenzo is a highly suspect of planting stuff to set him up.
Before long, Lorenzo was the next big magician in town, his fame surpassing even that of his master.
It was him.
And it made him very wealthy. He's since left the magic scene, though, and these days, he's a wealthy businessman with his fingers in a lot of different pies.
Oh, it was 100% him. Come on.
I had to pull a lot of strings, but I managed to get him to agree to a couple of drinks with me. Be warned, though, I hear he's got a hair-triggered temper. We'd best be careful.
It seems like a lot of it's pointing towards Lorenzo, but it still might be a curveball. Who knows? This place is nice.
Neglected to mention that you were bringing 2 other people with you.
Ah, you've only said 1 sentence, and I've already got the urge to punch you. That is a world record.
My apologies. These 2 are my assistants. When they heard that I was meeting with the former magic maestro himself, they begged and pleaded with me to bring them along. And if it's no trouble, a couple of autographs would really make their day.
I'm a really big
Forget
fan.
the pleasantries, just sit.
Oh. Alright. Can we spike his food?
Get a load of this guy. Forget the pleasantries, he says, but he looks pretty happy about Lyney stroking his ego.
Aye, he's one of those.
I only agreed to meet since we're both magicians. Do me a favor and cut to the chase. I have more important things to do than drinking.
Alright, Lorenzo, why did you kill your master? There we go.
Much obliged, sir. As it happens, the matter I want to address is also related to magic. Yesterday morning, a warning letter from the Phantom Weasel appeared on the entrance to the Opera House. He claims to be planning something for the same evening that I'm scheduled to do a magic show there. As such, I believe that I may well be his target.
That's why he agreed to meet up with Lyney. Pretty much, he killed his master, planted all the evidence of the Phantom Weasel onto him, inherited all the magic so he became rich and famous, dropped out of magic because he didn't actually like it, but then started a bunch of businesses, got even more rich, and decided to lay back for 10 years. So the reason is, why is he going after Lyney now?
I have to get to the bottom of this to ensure that my show can go ahead as planned. Naturally, any investigation into the Weasel starts with a few questions about Cesar, who...
Nope.
What is there to investigate?
Hey, you're
Cesar
a
was
bit...
the Weasel, and he's been dead for 10 years. So what if some sick creep thought it'd be funny to write a warning letter? It changes nothing. Are you trying to tell me you actually bought it?
Whoa, you were quick on the pounce there, mate. You didn't even let him finish his sentence. You seem a bit too, defensive. Suspicious.
Please, sir, no need to get so worked up. I do concede that a copycat is but one possibility.
Possibility? It's a fact, Lyney.
Sure, buddy.
Look, my patience is limited, so listen carefully while I'm still willing to put up with you. The Weasel is dead. Period. Everyone knows that, so do yourself a favor and quit this investigation. It'll lead you nowhere. Look, if this affects your magic show in any way, I will personally compensate you for any losses.
My guy, you are making this painfully obvious it's you.
Oh, sir, I'm honored, really. But this isn't about finances for me.
It's pride.
My pride as a magician is what's at stake here, Lorenzo. Copycat or not, this person has thrown me the gauntlet, and I must meet their challenge head on.
True.
Your
Respect.
pride? Don't mince words with me, boy. Just tell me, what exactly are you seeking to do?
I
Yeah.
want to find out the Phantom Weasel's true identity. I have to know for myself what really happened 10 years ago.
Lyney, that's not the answer he's looking for. That's just gonna annoy him.
What would that accomplish?
Yep.
And what do the events of 10 years ago have to do with you anyway? Look, you of all people should know that a magician never reveals their secrets. And in any case, dead men don't talk. So if you really care about your magician's pride, then you'll forget about Cesar and move on.
Yeah, God, he's...
Uh-oh, this is getting awkward.
Can no one see here how painfully obvious it is? This man is trying his very best to stop Lyney from investigating. And he's a prick.
Lorenzo? Is that? Oh, it is
Oh.
you! I know that big, booming voice anywhere. What's up, my man? Want to grab a drink with me?
Oh, he's gonna spill something.
Another day, I'm busy.
Oh, come on. You can't be all business all the time. You know what they say? Live fast, die young.
No.
You gotta learn how to kick back and relax once in a while.
So you need to get your life together.
If I wanted your life advice, I'd ask for it. Now get out of my face and go be drunk somewhere else.
Fair response.
Sorry, my good sir. I don't believe I've had the pleasure.
Oh, hey! Edmondo. He and I are business pals. We worked together a bunch of times.
How fascinating.
This is your first time meeting him? Oh, he's always like this. Foul-mouthed and hard-nosed. Never heard a kind word out of this guy the whole time I've known him.
I kind of like this voice actor.
And he wonders why he can't get a girlfriend, despite being, what, pushing 40, 30, something? Anyway, point is, a lot older than when he first got rejected by the girl he was into.
No.
And is still into, from what I hear.
Oh no. Oh, so that's what happened. The girl he's into is Cesar's fiancée? Brother. So you became his pupil to kill him, hoping his fiancée will move on, so then you can rizz her up. My guy, come on, really?
Shut up and get out of my face. Another word out of you and you can forget about doing business with me ever again. Do I make myself clear?
Yeah, what's the girl's name?
Sorry, I may have had a little too much to drink.
That sobered you up.
All right, I'm gonna leave. Don't work too hard.
Alright, bye. Got some good evidence.
I think it's high time I made a move as well. If you really want to investigate this, Lyney, be my guest.
Right. Toodles.
But if nothing good comes of it, don't say I didn't warn you.
You're making it so painfully obvious.
Well, that fell to pieces in a rather spectacular fashion. Any thoughts?
There's something strange about him. You don't say.
Totally. And what was all that about compensating you for your losses? Why would someone you just met make an offer like that?
Exactly.
He's gotta be hiding something. And not like Gemma. She was a little suspicious, but this guy's definitely covering something up.
Yeah, because Gemma probably knows it's him, but she feels like she can't do anything because he's rich and famous.
I think so too. We need to look into Lorenzo more closely. That guy Edmondo seems to know a thing or two about him. He only just left. Let's see if we can catch up with him.
Let's get some juicy information. You sobered up, mate? Nope. You, sir, need to dial it back a little bit.
You okay there?
Boo.
Who are you? It's you
Jesus.
guys. Don't worry about me. I must have had one too many. I just need to ride it out.
Mm-hmm.
I said way too much back there, didn't I? Yeah, I nearly talked myself into complete financial ruin. Note to self, no more drunken chats when Lorenzo's around.
No worries. He won't be around for much longer.
So, he was serious about threatening to cut you off? Ugh, Paimon knew he was a bad egg.
You could tell by the first sentence he spoke.
Hey, keep your voice down. Don't go prying into Lorenzo's personal affairs. Bad things happen to people who ask too many questions or make an enemy out of him.
Come on. This is meant to be the legendary Phantom Weasel? That slop? Come on.
What kind of bad things?
Don't even ask. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to cut this conversation short. I'm not crossing that line again.
Hey, hold on a minute.
And take it from me. Trouble with Lorenzo is one thing you don't need in your life. You saw him flare up back there. I don't know what you said to him, but clearly it touched a nerve.
Oh, we did
That's
more
not
than
a
that.
Good sign. You're too young for this. Don't get in over your head.
Full-blown villain.
I'm leaving.
I get home safe, my guy. Order a taxi.
And there he goes. What do we do now, Lyney?
Shh. I think we're being watched. Someone was listening in to our whole conversation.
You don't say. God, even people he hires is so obvious of what they're doing.
Don't say anything and don't look back. Any altercation in the city will attract the guards. We'd better take this elsewhere.
I'm just saying, but I think we're looking directly at them.
You followed us a long way. Why don't you come out and introduce yourselves?
Oh, we're gonna jump him? Oh, them?
So you're Lyney. And where's your sister? Ain't she with you today?
Smooth-face Pacino. Yeah, I'm Smooth-face Pacino.
Save us the trouble and go fetch her for us. Let's not drag this out.
Alright, sure.
Doesn't like the tone of your voice, mister. Who sent you, huh?
Yeah, Paimon hiding behind me?
Save your questions, missy. You ain't gonna need answers where you're going. Capiche?
Capiche? Painter De Niro.
Looks like we can't avoid this fight.
Scrapping
now, I'm
time.
not the strongest fighter, so I hope you're ready to back me up.
Alright, sure thing.
Don't worry, we got this.
We can body them. I don't have the right team on, but
Game's up. Fun's over.
your launch should be enough. Good fight, guys.
Curses. They're tougher than we thought.
Trained professionals.
Vision wielders are always trouble. Intimidation ain't gonna work like it did on the lady.
Ah, so you're the ones that beat her up.
Come on, let's scram!
Oh, we should have broke the legs.
Guys, we ain't through with you yet.
Oh, now you go in front, Paimon.
Get away. Did you catch what they said just before they left? Something about intimidating someone else.
I did hear that, Paimon. Thank you for repeating.
Sounds like they just wanted to rough us up as a scare tactic. And they've already done it to someone else, but who?
It's 100% Gemma.
You're right. She was injured when we saw her yesterday, and she acted like she had something to hide.
Mm-hmm. She didn't want to get other people involved.
Maybe she was too scared to tell us the truth because those guys had threatened her.
Yep.
Well, if that's the case, she should be more willing to open up to us once she learns that those thugs won't be bothering her anymore.
Hell
Let's
yeah.
head back to the cafe and see if we can get any information from her.
Alright, sounds like a plan. Wagwan? God, this is like the worst combination. Having Lynette try to have a conversation with anyone, not gonna work.
Gemma?
Heyo.
You again. What is it this time?
We just ran into the men who've been threatening you, and we gave them a taste of their own medicine.
Yeah, I mean, we should have broken their legs, but oh well.
So, you can relax now. We're here to protect you.
Hell yeah.
What? Why? I didn't tell you anything. Why would they come after you?
Because we found the painfully obvious bad guy.
Sounds like they're no strangers to you.
10 years maybe?
That's putting it mildly. I know them all too well, and I hate them with every fiber of my being.
How long have they been doing that? Years?
It's been 10 long years,
Oh.
and still every time I try to look into Caesar's death, they show up and warn me not to do anything stupid.
Jesus, alright.
How do I know I can trust you? Do you really think you can get to the bottom of it all? And why are you doing this?
You know what? She's asking some solid questions, you know? She's actually very reasonable.
I'm afraid I can't reveal all the details just yet, but I can promise you this. I will expose the Phantom Weasel's true identity.
Let's go, Lenny.
Because you see, this is a personal matter of the utmost importance. I give you my word.
Hell
Trust
yeah.
me.
Okay. How can I help you?
Yeah, did Lorenzo have a crush on you?
I've heard that Cesar used to have a magic workshop where he kept a lot of his personal effects. If possible, I'd like to take a look at them.
Oh, is that the room we saw in the Fontaine trailer? With the big, like, hat?
Do you know where it is?
The Fleuve Sonde.
Ooh.
But the place was sealed up by the police after his death, and no one's been there since.
Let's break in.
I also know that the Fleuve Sonde is dangerous territory. Lots of hostile groups lurking around. If you're serious about going there, please be careful.
We'll beat him up.
Understood. Lynette, you stay here and take care of Gemma. Don't let her come to harm.
Got it. But if I'm staying here, I'm ordering dessert.
Based.
I mean, bon appetit. But stay sharp, too. They're likely to come for you while I'm away.
She can handle herself.
All right, power saving mode off. I'll start taking this more seriously now.
Whoa. That's a mood change. Alright, Lynette's turned up.
With me here, nothing will happen.
Damn, she's talking a lot more clearer now.
Whatever you do, please be careful.
We'll be
If
fine.
anything happens to you because you're investigating Cesar, I'll never be able to forgive myself.
We've bodied a man-made god.
If Gemma gave us the right location, then the workshop should be right nearby. Huh. Looks like these boxes are blocking the entrance. Let's shift them away first.
Yeah, this is how the police covered it up. You know what? Kind of smart. You help Lyney move the boxes aside. It looks like
There
no
we
one's
go.
been here.
It should be just down here.
Alright. Let's go. I'm guessing we're gonna get a trial, Lyney, so we'll bring in Destruction Team. God, I love the animation so much. Wait.
So this was Caesar's workshop. Nothing suspicious here, just normal magic props. Let's head in further.
Hey, so this is what we saw in the trailer. Okay.
What was that? Oh,
I don't know.
is this one of Caesar's gadgets? Guess we must have triggered some sort of device.
I couldn't see it. I was in elemental vision. Oh, there we go. I haven't actually used Lyney's abilities, so they're going to be very new to me. Alright.
Look, the doll in the box is glowing.
Alright, time to snipe him.
There's
There we
something
go.
written on the card on this doll.
Which doll?
Take a closer look.
This one? Oh, these are the wish lists he did. Oh, I want a robot with cool powers. No, you need your parents' permissions to own a pet, and you also need to take good care of it. I've brought a fluffy toy dove for you this time. If you're ready to own a pet, I'll make a real dove appear for you next time, Cesar. He's such an wholesome dude. I like this music though. Hey, this is the room.
These magic boxes are moving.
Huh?
What do we do?
One of them looks different from the rest. Let's investigate.
It's this one. Okay, easy enough. GG. And there we go. This is a cool room though. This was his workshop? How big did he need it? Here we come.
That's weird. Have we reached the end already?
Yeah, this is where he keeps his information. Barely any decorations.
There's nothing here. Maybe this was a wasted trip.
God, the lack of decorations reminds me of my room. Lyney, what you looking at?
This place seems a little too ordinary for a magician's workshop. There's a distinct lack of mystery.
This is his
We've
private
triggered
room.
quite a few devices on the way here. I'm starting to wonder whether Cesar built this whole place as one big, elaborate magic contraption.
That's pretty impressive.
If so, then there must be more to this place than meets the eye. Maybe a hidden room somewhere.
Hidden switch.
Aha! If I just move this book, then hopefully... And...
Presto. Alright, good job, Lyney.
Secret passageway! How did you know?
I'm a magician too, and apparently great minds really do think alike.
Fair play to you.
Looks pretty big inside.
Chest.
Let's head in and take a look around.
Alright. Sounds like a plan.
Now disappear!
That's so cool. So you're telling me he's built all of this? How? Because you can't tell me he made so much money that he was able to build all of this. How well does this job pay? Oh, big damage.
Why have you stopped, Lyney? Is there some device in that box?
I would not step in there.
It just looks familiar somehow. Let me check this out for a second while you guys go on ahead.
Is that the same box he used for his elevator trick for switching people?
If anyone makes a major discovery, let's rendezvous here.
Sounds good.
All right, see you in a bit.
It kind of looks like it.
The placement of this device inside. If I remember correctly...
I mean, there's something there. Ah, puzzle. Alright. Should be easy enough. I'm actually so big brain. First try. Puzzle to... Oh. I thought they were all like death skulls. Bada bing, bada boom, presto.
Wow! There's a hidden room here!
Yeah, we discovered it.
Let's see! Oh, this bookcase is full of Caesar's own notes. He wrote a lot about the principles of magic. Whew. Much too advanced for Paimon.
You dumb.
Hey, look! Is that Caesar's diary on the table?
Seems like it.
This book's thick as a brick! Let's take a peek inside it, shall we?
The last piece of text in his diary just reads, I think my pupil is trying to kill me. Yeah, about the farewell. Oh, about the wish lists.
At one of my shows a few days ago, a child asked me how I pulled candy out of my hat.
Cute.
As a joke, I told the kid that the hat has a built-in wish-granting machine. Next thing I know, today a whole bunch of kids were pestering me to pull all sorts of things out of the hat.
Well, dug yourself a hole there.
So I told them another white lie. The machine needs time to power up, but in the meantime, you can write your wishes down. Well, they took me up on that offer.
Smart.
Enthusiastically. As I write this, I've only just got back from running around all over town, buying the things they wanted. Boy, are my legs sore.
He's a really good dude.
I wound up saving very little this month, but that's not a major issue. I now have a bigger problem. How am I going to hide all these things inside my hat?
True. If he's spending so much money on toys and stuff, how did he afford all of this? About the children studying magic.
2 children came to talk to me after today's show. I don't know why they were out on their own. They looked much too young to be unsupervised. I do hope they got home safely. Anyway, they said that they wanted me to teach them how to do magic. It's not uncommon for children to ask this, of course, but I've never seen any of them as serious about it as these 2.
Oh, Lyney and Lynette. If I remember correctly, in Act 1 of the Archon quest, they said something about watching a magician.
I told them that learning magic is very hard work, but that didn't faze them at all. It's like they already knew.
I think that is the
They seemed
case.
so committed. I couldn't turn them down.
About Lorenzo's issues.
It seems like something's bothering Lorenzo lately, but he won't open up to me about it.
Yeah, because he stole the girl he was trying to rizz up.
Surely he's not upset that I agreed to teach those 2 children. I'll have to talk him around. I have a good feeling about those kids. They're naturally talented, and it seems like they're not new to the world of magic.
100% is the Lyney and Lynette.
They have all sorts of fantastic ideas. All I'm really doing is helping them develop a more professional standard training plan.
So that's why he also wants to look into this.
They wanted to call me Master, but I told them they absolutely mustn't. Any magician worth their salt could have taught them what I have. They're the geniuses here. Compared to them, I don't deserve to be called any sort of master.
That's some pretty high praise.
With time, I have no doubt that they could become far greater magicians than I.
Wow.
My only concern is why they're so mature for their age.
Ah, yeah.
I fear they've had to grow up too fast. I don't dare to imagine what they must have been through.
I mean, Lyney literally saw dead bodies, so that makes a kid mature quite a bit. And the whole, like, being an orphan and, you know, going through the whole noble stuff, that's gonna make you mature quite fast.
Gemma thinks so too. She doesn't like being around them. Says that their eyes are too piercing. They don't bother me, but then again, I've never been the sharpest tool in the shed.
As I'm guessing it's just been so long Gemma doesn't remember them. About the farewell.
It's nearly time for me to go on tour.
Oh, okay.
I asked the 2 kids if they'd like to come with me, but they shook their heads. I once overheard them talking about their father and their mission.
The Knave.
Sounds like their parents have other plans for them. I guess we'll be parting ways soon.
Yeah, so it is them too.
It's only been 10 days since I first met them, but I think that I've gotten a feel for their personalities now.
Alright, let's see it.
They're very tough, but also very cautious, and they trust no one but each other. This, I fear, is not a good habit to have.
I mean, knowing what they went through, that is not surprising. I mean, they even struggle trusting the Knave.
They hide things from me too. For example, when I asked them where they live and why they wanted to learn magic, they lied.
They need to.
That's the thing about children. Whenever they're trying to cover something up, it always shows somehow.
That's fair.
I can sense that their lives have been hard. Possibly even dangerous, too. They're not like other children. It's a shame that I can't do more to help them.
He's a really good dude.
After thinking things over, I decided to tell them a bit about how I see the world. It's full of lies and falsehoods. And that is why we must find our own truth.
Yeah, the skies are fake. The world is full of lies. He isn't wrong.
P.S. I hope they won't find my nagging annoying. Children are so opinionated nowadays.
Facts.
Will it do them more harm than good for someone they've only known 10 days to lecture them like that?
Nah, they took that serious.
P.P.S. Maybe I'm overthinking this. Children aren't interested in grand philosophies. It probably just went in one ear and out the other. I bet they've already forgotten every word I said.
Anybody, those words have stuck with them for 10 years.
Oh, Cesar, Cesar. Just mind your own business next time.
Stop reading.
Two magic geniuses with a father and a mission, huh?
Can you piece it together, Paimon?
Sounds a lot like he was writing about Lyney and Lynette, don't you think?
Well done, Paimon. Yay!
So did they meet Cesar when they were kids? Let's go ask Lyney.
Alright. She figured it out pretty quick. That's impressive for her Paimon standards. Have you figured it out, Lyney?
Lyney?
Shh, hold that thought.
Oh.
As I expected, there's a lot of fishy things going on in this place.
Man has been deep in thought. He has not moved.
Fishy? Uh-oh, what have you found?
All in good time. Before we go over our new leads, I want to tell you how a high-altitude escape is performed. First, the magician slots themselves into a magic box in full view of the audience. The box is then suspended high in the air, and a short while later, the base automatically opens.
So I'm guessing this is the magic trick he did when he died.
At this point, a dummy will fall out of the box, but it looks real enough to grab the audience's attention, and they start wailing and screaming. Meanwhile, the real magician, who has by now blended into the crowd, waits for a good moment to make their appearance and put on a hysterical performance. Oh no! Is that me? Did I just fall to my death?
Very vivid description. Paimon can really picture it. And then what?
So it might be the case of that's what was meant to happen, but Lorenzo set it up so he actually did die.
The audience's gaze then turns to the magician, and by the time they realize what's happened, the dummy has vanished, as if everything that just happened was some sort of shared illusion. Of course, that's just how I think the process should work, theoretically speaking.
Theoretically speaking? What do you mean?
The inventor of this trick never performed it successfully. When the box opened, Cesar was the one who fell out, and not the dummy.
Yeah, okay. But Lorenzo definitely tampered with it.
He fell right to the ground from the highest point of the opera house.
Jesus.
No one could hope to survive that fall. Not without a vision, at least. And no one else has ever attempted this trick since. My understanding of how it works is just based on what I could gather from his notes, and the relevant gadgets here in his workshop.
So is this going to be the next magic trick that Lyney pulls off?
So Caesar's famous high-altitude escape has never been done, huh?
Oh, is he going to do this trick at his magic show? Yo, that would be a flex. Because then that makes Lorenzo think he got away with it again. And then Lyney exposes him whilst also performing the magic trick.
Paimon was about to say how cool it would have been to see it in person, but if it's that dangerous, it's probably for the best that no one else tries to do it.
Lenny's gonna try it.
Wait a second. So if a dummy's supposed to drop out of the box, then where does the real magician go? How does he get out?
Glad you asked. That brings us to the secret of said box.
Secret, like, secret
This
area?
box right here is the one that Cesar constructed himself to use in the performance. And it's not as simple as it looks. Inside, there's a device that only the magician himself would know about.
That little cog?
Once the magician's inside and the box is lifted up into the air, the audience's view of the box is fixed at a certain angle. From where they're standing, they have a clear view of the front, sides, and bottom, but the back and the top are now no longer visible.
That's big.
At this point, the magician presses a button inside the box, opening a secret door out of view.
It's always on perspective.
He then escapes through this trapdoor onto the opera house roof, waits for the dummy to fall and distract the audience, and quietly returns to ground level.
I mean, it could still be dangerous, you know, you might slip and fall, but simple enough.
That's way simpler than Paimon imagined. Even Paimon could probably do it.
Bro, you fly. You don't have to worry about falling.
Well, there's a little more to it than that, of course. The hardest part of this trick is controlling the audience's mood and reactions. That takes an exceptional degree of showmanship.
Yeah, you can't do that, Paimon. I'll tell you that now.
There's the falling dummy, the miraculous reappearance, the pompous performing. Maybe the magician would even have themselves tied up before it begins to strengthen the impression that there's no escape.
Yeah, add to the tension.
Many days and nights of careful research and painstaking practice would have gone into this, all culminating in a performance just a few minutes long, but one that still manages to transform the shock and grief of a tragic accident to the joy and laughter of a mesmerizing magic trick.
Imagine you're a child there, you just get traumatized.
Cesar was a highly accomplished magician. But unfortunately, even he didn't manage to pull it off.
Yeah, because Lorenzo tampered with
How
it.
did it go so wrong? You said you found some fishy stuff here. Have you figured out what really happened?
I can make a pretty good guess.
Go for
I
it,
looked
lad.
into the case files. The magic box Cesar was using at the time of his death had the secret button I mentioned positioned on the right-hand side. And sure enough, he always used his right hand as his dominant hand in public.
Makes sense.
Okay. Nothing suspicious there.
So was
But
it on the
here's
left?
strange thing. Most of the devices in this workshop have the mechanism on the left-hand side, including this box right here. Which leads me to believe that Cesar was in fact left-handed.
I'm not sure where you're going with this. Why would Caesar pretend to be right-handed?
Because a magician can't afford to have their most basic habits stand out too much. People naturally focus their attention on the most important details of the task or situation at hand.
So the magician makes people think that their right hand is the dominant one, so people focus on that one more than the left, whilst the left hand is doing all the work. I see.
But a magician needs to be able to redirect an audience's attention at will, so as to avoid arousing their suspicion. The essence of magic is getting people to believe a lie. If even the truth raises eyebrows, the falsehoods become all the more difficult to mask.
That makes
And
sense.
so, Cesar trained himself to use his right hand to align with his audience's expectations. Great magic always requires sacrifices.
Alright, but where are you going with this whole fishy business, then?
But in his most stressful and nerve-wracking moments, and when no one was watching, reflex would kick in and he'd use his left hand. That's why he set his gadgets with the mechanism on his left.
Ah, so Lorenzo set it to the right of the box. Maybe someone exploited that fact against him, and the only person that would know about that is Lorenzo. Bada bing, bada boom.
Exactly. I think that's likely what happened. Cesar would have been under a lot of time pressure during the escape.
Yep.
He'd have had mere seconds to open the hidden compartment, retrieve the dummy, then open the secret door and make a swift escape. But I'm sure he was confident. He would have rehearsed countless times to the point where it was second nature. He'd barely need to think about what he was doing because muscle memory would guide him through.
Yeah, so Lorenzo made the changes at the last minute. And that screwed him over.
So he opened the compartment, took out the dummy, checked everything was in order, and then went to leave. With his left hand, he reached for the button, and suddenly, his heart skipped a beat. It wasn't there.
That is bloody terrifying. Like, that is horrifying.
Much like when you reach for your keys but find your pocket empty, his mind needed a moment to process what was going on.
And then by the time he processed it, he fell.
Instinctively, his left hand would keep feeling around for the missing button, maybe for another second or two.
Jesus.
Until the bottom of the box gave way.
That's just downright terrifying.
With the stakes being as high as they were, just a 2-second delay cost him everything. The authorities would find nothing suspicious and conclude that his death was due to his own error.
Man, Lorenzo, you're gonna get it.
Someone switched the boxes, and they did it to murder him.
Man.
How would they be able to make the switch without being noticed? That would be difficult to pull off, no?
Unless you have someone that was very close to him.
It would have to have been someone who knew that he was left-handed, and who could move his props around without arousing suspicion. Someone who was always by his side.
I wonder who it could be.
Isn't that right, Lorenzo?
Yo, bro, your ears
Just
dropping?
couldn't let sleeping dogs lie, could you?
Alright,
There's not a lot
bro.
of people who'd go to all this trouble for some magician who died 10 years ago. I didn't want to have to do this, you know. Silencing you the hard way just creates more problems for me to deal with.
Bro, I defeated the people that came after me in like 2 seconds. And that's with a team that only had one good unit on it.
But I gave you your chance. I hoped you'd do what's good for you and back off like the lady, but you disappoint me.
Alright, time to scrap.
You mean Gemma? So you are the one who's been threatening her.
Oh, who would have guessed?
Yes, although however stubborn she might be, she was never much of a liability. But you people, you never even knew him, but for some reason you just wouldn't drop it.
Lenny knew him.
Which is why you can't leave this place alive. Take them out and make it quick.
Alright, fellas.
Do your worst.
You're the same people I beat up in within 2 seconds. Alright. Alright, Lenny. How about you finish this off?
And voila!
Oh, hello, fella. Wait, what? Oh, yeah, his burst.
A round of applause!
That's so
Step
cool,
right
dude.
up.
That's such a cool burst. Run! Run! Oh, damn. Yeah.
You kids are tougher than you look.
Well, he's grew up in quite an environment and, well, and we just have combat experience, mate.
Had enough yet, Lorenzo? Your cronies can't help you now.
Oh, talk that shit, Lenny.
I think it's high time you started talking. And what I'd really like to know is, why did you murder Cesar?
Because he stole the girl that I loved.
If I had a mora for every time you said that man's name. Of course you idolized Cesar, everyone else did. But I was the real genius magician. Me!
Sure, buddy.
He was just an amateur who did cheap tricks for gullible children. I was the one who made magic into the fine art it is today. The aristocrats doffed their hats to me!
Right, Lorenzo. We all believe you.
So it was jealousy.
Yep.
Jealousy. Hatred, more like. I hated Cesar. All he cared about was his magic. He lived and breathed it.
I hated that he was more passionate about the thing that I was better at.
He poured everything into his street performances and his stupid tours like it was just a hobby to him, never bothering to think about Mora. What sort of fool devotes their life to the art of deception and never has a Mora to show for it?
That has nothing to do with you. If it bothered you so goddamn much, why did you stick around him?
But the people loved him, didn't they? Oh, how they looked up to him. No one gave me a second look. All I ever heard was, "Oh, your master's amazing, isn't he?"
Yeah, because he was passionate about what he did. He wasn't in it for the money.
Amazing. Yeah, so amazing that he was completely broke. Every other apprentice was living it up at their master's expense, but no, not me. I put in all the work, mastered all the skills, and it brought me nothing more than the life I already had.
You, my guy. Oh, can we at least like break a few of his bones? So you killed him, but why didn't you just leave?
He forbade me from using magic to trick people out of their mora. There was nothing he hated more than that.
And you listened to him? Like, I would think if you hated someone that much, what stops you from not listening to them?
And with his reputation in Fontaine, it was too risky for me to go it alone.
True, fair enough.
As long as he was alive, if I dabbled in my own brand of money-making magic, he would expose me, and it would destroy me.
If you weren't that much of a prick, you wouldn't have struggled. Just saying.
I had to kill him. There was no other way. He had to go.
My guy. You are so delusional.
And this was your only motive?
Jesus.
It was reason enough. What other motive would I need?
Well, I was under the impression that there might have been other factors at play.
Yeah.
For instance, maybe you were in love with Gemma, but she was engaged to Cesar.
That would have spiked the hatred even more.
In love with Gemma? Don't be ridiculous.
Yes, sir?
Guess I was wrong about that then. Next question. Are you the Phantom Weasel?
Okay, so did he really love her or not? Or was he just deflecting? Of course.
I am.
Yeah, that's obvious.
Cesar was so strict with me. He insisted that his way was the right way. That the sole purpose of magic was to bring joy to the world.
I mean, he is kind of right.
I never bought into any of that. I was more interested in the practical value of magic. Sure enough, it helped me fill my pockets with all kinds of valuable treasures.
Oh, okay, my guy, Jesus. But I heard that the Phantom Weasel stole from the rich and poor alike.
Oh, yeah! Charlotte told us that the weasel would steal whatever people valued, no matter how much it was worth.
I was like,
that's just how it looked from the outside. What would any thief want with second-rate loot? I've only ever targeted high-value items.
Yeah, they like most of it was probably just rumors. Like, the only reason I could see a thief stealing like a kid's teddy bear is if they're just downright despicable.
I stole cheap things as a way of practicing my craft. It was other people's overactive imaginations that conjured up the preposterous image they then dubbed the Phantom Weasel.
I mean, fair enough.
So, that's the story, huh? Well, I hope you're ready to tell it all over again during your trial.
Yes, sir.
What choice do I have? You're a pack of wolves, and you've got me between your jaws. You've seen what's here, and my last-ditch effort to stop it getting out has failed. What else can I do?
I don't know, self-destruct.
So be it. I've enjoyed power and wealth for the last 10 years, the likes of which Cesar could never give me. I wouldn't choose for things to end this way, but I regret nothing.
Can we like sentence him to torture? I don't know. Make him regret it.
Very well. In that case, I'll contact the guards.
Can we at least
Traveler,
break a
pilot,
bone? Something.
Keep an eye on Lorenzo for me. I'll meet you just outside the workshop when I'm back.
Solid.
At least I can finally stop looking over my shoulder now.
God, I hate you so much. Go on, just give like a really good, like, kick.
Lyney has told me the whole story.
That was Bruno. Can we just like give a hard kick to his leg that it just kind of goes, you know, it breaks.
Lorenzo, do you confess to the murder of Cesar and to framing him for the Phantom Weasel's crimes?
Alright.
Look who's finally developed a conscience.
Yes, sir. Now
What
break.
kind of disciple murders their own master? I hope it was worth it. Because there'll be hell to pay.
Man's not gonna care unless, you know... Alright, I'm gonna stop.
Looks like it's all over. What should we do next, Lyney? Should we start preparing for your show?
Yeah, he's definitely gonna perform the trick.
Let me think. Let's rendezvous with Lynette and Gemma first. With Lorenzo in custody, Gemma will no longer have to fear for her safety.
Let's go.
Good point. We should go tell Gemma the good news right away. It'll give her some peace of mind for sure.
100%. Hey guys.
Ah, you're back. You were so quick. I've only just finished my third dessert.
God, I really like it when she talks like this, though.
Your third? Lynette, come on, we've talked about this. Everything in moderation. You're not gonna have any room left for dinner now.
Hey, I feel that, though. Just hoovering down desserts? Respect.
It's fine. I'll shift to exercise mode and jog off the excess sugar.
That's besides the point. Well,
Alright.
it's done now. But try to eat a more balanced diet in the future.
Lynette is based.
Point taken.
Did everything go okay?
Solid.
Of course. Lorenzo was no match for us. The guards are taking him into custody as we speak.
Yep.
Gosh, that's amazing.
Boom.
I'm sorry. I still didn't know if I could trust you, but now it seems I can.
Yeah, I think Gemma just doesn't remember them.
I had my suspicions about Lorenzo, but I...
Aw.
It's okay. We understand.
Happy for her.
He did threaten you. Paimon would find it hard to trust strangers in your position, too. But you don't need to be scared anymore. Everything's gonna be okay.
Sorry. Sorry. My emotions are all over the place right now. I've been waiting for this day to come for so long.
I mean, 10 years of that would do things to a person.
I always wanted to report Lorenzo. He took all of Caesar's property, which I found suspicious. But I had people watching me all the time, so I couldn't risk looking into it.
Nah, that's valid, especially if, like, you're a normal person without a vision. You're pretty much screwed against anything like that.
I was so afraid. I was scared he'd do something terrible to me, and then no one would be left to visit Caesar's grave. So I never had the courage to speak out.
Oh.
Thank you all. Truly. Thank you so much.
Hey, no worries. At Lenny's suggestion, everyone goes to the cemetery? Ugh,
Thank
Jesus.
you all for clearing Caesar's name.
All good,
I never
mate?
would have guessed that Lorenzo was the real Phantom Weasel. He never showed any signs that there were problems between him and Caesar in public. From the outside, it looked like they got along great.
This must be a great feeling. That sense of, like, just relief.
And to think that lowlife's been living life to the fullest all this time, while Caesar's name was getting dragged through the mud. It's a travesty.
Yeah, he was an absolute prick.
At least his soul can finally rest in peace now, thanks to your efforts.
Oh.
If only I'd realized before it was too late.
I mean, you can't really blame yourself for something like that.
Don't blame yourself, Gemma. This isn't your fault.
Yeah,
Exactly.
you still have the rest of your life to live. Caesar wouldn't want to see you spending it feeling guilty.
Are you two gonna
Cheer
step up?
Gemma.
Yeah. Oh, this is gonna be adorable.
My brother's doing a magic show at the Opera House tomorrow evening. Would you like to come along? It might raise your spirits.
Is he gonna show her the magic trick that her fiancé failed to pull off? I feel like that would, like, be kind of traumatizing, no? But I guess it could be, like, happiness as well, seeing the trick he always wanted to pull off actually work. It's like 50-50.
This show will be a special one. We're holding it in Caesar's honor.
Yeah, they're gonna do the trick.
In Caesar's honor? Really? Thank you. I'll be there.
Great. We'll see you tomorrow evening. Traveler, Paimon, don't be late.
We won't. I ain't missing
Don't
that.
worry, we'll be there. No way are we gonna miss out on a free magic show.
Free? Imagine.
Wait, Paimon feels like we're forgetting something.
Are we?
Oh yeah, Caesar's diary! We never found out if the two kids Caesar taught magic to were Lyney and Lynette or not.
We don't need to find out.
Lyney changed the topic back in the workshop just have to ask Lyney tomorrow evening.
Like, we don't even need to find out. It's pretty obvious it's them. Two kids that seem to have gone through something terrible, and it mentions the father and a mission they have. Literally laid out in front of us, Paimon. Hey, Charlotte is here. Hey, Charlotte.
Here I am, as we agreed.
Hey.
I wonder what kind of show Lyney has prepared for us this time. Oh, the anticipation. It's killing me.
I'm excited.
How could I forget? Thank you both for capturing Lorenzo.
No problem.
Now that this decade-long case of the Phantom Weasel has finally been put to rest,
At least you got your hit
I'm going
piece.
to go through my notes and put it all together into the most spectacular special column piece to ever grace the pages of the Steambird.
I'm glad for you, Charlotte.
Paimon's excited to see another of Lyney's magic shows! Wait. Lynette, shouldn't you be on stage by now?
Paimon, shush. You're so loud.
Not this time. My brother's going solo today.
Hey.
So I'll be watching with you.
Oh, solo act.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I hope everybody's ready because the show is about to begin.
Let's go. Woo!
The great magician Lyney has prepared a spectacular show for us all tonight, concluding with an all-new grand finale that no audience has ever seen before.
Excited. Woo! We already know what it's gonna be,
Thank you all
Paimon.
so much for coming. Now, prepare to join me on a journey through the mystical and miraculous.
Lyney wows the audience with a trick. Oh.
Exciting stuff, isn't it?
Yes, it's just... It reminds me of him.
Oh.
No wonder. Caesar was a famous magician too.
Yeah.
So, how did you two first meet, Gemma?
Well, I was out on the street once, and I saw him performing for little children.
Oh.
Children love magic, because they're willing to believe in things that can't be rationally explained. Caesar had this amazing way of bringing them into a dreamlike world.
I mean, magic's just fun in general, just seeing how they pull it off.
And somehow, I felt drawn to him too. So I went up and asked him to do a trick for me.
Cute.
Aw, that sounds so romantic. What trick did he do?
A flower
was
trick?
With
Yeah.
a flower. He took it in his hand, snapped his fingers, and it magically appeared on my head.
I knew that flower had a meaning.
I was so happy that day. No one had ever given me a flower before that.
That's so adorable.
Oh, that's so cute. Actually, now that you mention it, Lyney's done that one before.
So Lyney saw that trick.
Is that right? Then I suppose he's a romantic at heart, just like Caesar. So let's treasure the time we have with him.
Yep.
After all, you never know when the people dearest to you might be gone.
Kind of brought down the mood a little. Don't be sad.
That's right. It's all over now.
Oof.
Paimon doesn't really know how to comfort you, but at the very least, no one's gonna be intimidating you from now on.
Mm-hmm.
You can breathe easy at last, right?
Yep.
Right. Yes, you can breathe easy now, Phantom Weasel.
Huh? Okay, so I'm guessing she stole things, but then when she saw that magic trick, she, like, stopped. What? Okay. Throwing me through a goddamn loop.
See? Even Lynette says... Wait, what? The Phantom Weasel? Lorenzo escaped? Where is he?
What do you mean, Phantom Weasel?
Oh,
As
okay.
anyone said, a performer's job is to commit fully to their role and put on a flawless performance for their audience. But once the bag of tricks is empty and the curtain falls, it's time to end the show. The spotlight is no place for someone with no more cards up their sleeve.
So why did Lorenzo admit to being the Phantom Weasel? Was it because he loved her and he knew she was the Phantom Weasel?
It's been 10 years, Gemma. Aren't you tired of the grieving widow act? I think it's time to put an end to it.
Okay, wow. Okay, so she didn't even... Oh, look, they threw that curveball. Okay. Okay.
What are you talking about? Paimon doesn't like this riddle.
I'm with you.
Traveler, Paimon doesn't like where this is going. Come on, say something.
Man, I'm processing. I'm stunned. I never considered the possibility at all. There was like no doubt within my mind.
Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're all enjoying the performance so far.
So, like, was it all just an act then? But why did she stop stealing for 10 years? Unless she carried on stealing, but... I'm so confused.
There will now be a brief intermission, after which Lyney will perform the most electrifying act of tonight's show.
Yep.
The one we've all been waiting for. The final performance will take place outside of the Opera House, so please make your way outside in a calm and orderly fashion.
Wait, outside?
The Phantom Weasel never did like public places, did they? Don't worry, this place will be quiet soon. Let's talk somewhere else for now.
Well, I'm still processing. What? I still can't process it. Can explain. Go on.
Dear me, this is awkward, isn't it? And unfortunately, I'm all out of gadgets, so I'm afraid I can't do any tricks to liven up the mood.
I'm still so confused. So why did she grieve for 10 years then? Okay.
This is a big mistake for a magician to make, but thankfully I do have a backup plan. Now, who wants to hear a story?
A backstory?
Lyney, don't we have more important things to address right
Not Paimon. Backstory time.
Gemma of being the real Phantom Weasel a moment ago. Oh, what the heck's going on?
Let's just let it unravel.
All in good time. Magicians are good at guessing what people are thinking. I know the questions you want to ask. And as it happens, the story I'm about to tell might answer a few of them.
Alright, let's go.
Really? Well then, let's hear it. Paimon's dying of curiosity here.
You know what, Paimon's same.
Let's go back to the very beginning. A decade ago, when the Phantom Weasel was terrorizing the court of Fontaine. She never missed a target, never left a trace, and no treasure was safe from her thieving hands.
Alright.
But as her infamy grew, so did the readiness of the police, and her opportunities to act became ever fewer. Every day, she ran the risk of being exposed for who she was.
Honestly, I kind of praise people who are able to commit any type of crime. Like, you're a normal person, and you see the guards at this. Like, one of these alone could just completely body someone.
Of course, she could not simply take this lying down, and before long, she found her ticket to freedom. She would create a scapegoat, a false weasel to close the chapter on her behalf.
So was she the one that set up his murder? Or was she the one to set him up to be falsely accused?
After weighing her options, she set her sights on a renowned magician, Cesar. After all, magic and theft shared enough similarities for people to buy the story when the truth came out.
So then what?
So she pretty much just wanted to live like a normal life after stealing everything. Just live off all the money, is what I'm guessing.
Being the master deceiver she was, the weasel easily earned Caesar's trust. Now all that remained was to frame him for her countless crimes.
Damn, that's what he looked like? Man had drip.
But as she was considering how to make her move, she noticed Caesar's aggrieved pupil, and a new thought entered her mind. Maybe I don't need to get my hands dirty after all.
Wow, okay. So she was just planning to kill him anyway. Or set him up. So he was completely screwed.
At her encouragement, Lorenzo tampered with Caesar's magic box, causing him to fall to his death.
So this was just a whole ploy they had going for 10 years? Brother, this has completely knocked me off track.
Afterwards, Lorenzo seized his master's property, and the weasel set about tarnishing Caesar's reputation. Two co-conspirators committed the perfect crime.
Jesus. You know what? Bravo. Well played.
I've got to hand it to you. You're both exceptional storytellers. It's enough to make even me wonder whether there was really another mastermind behind all this, pulling the strings.
You can tell Gemma is like a top tier actor. Completely fooled me. Lorenzo as your partner though? That was a huge blunder. That man ruined everything. I mean, he did love her enough to not sell her out, so I guess there's that.
But I just have one question. You seem to think that I am the villain in this tale. What's brought this on, Lyney? Is it something that Lorenzo said?
It's because those two was there at that time.
Don't worry, Lorenzo said nothing at all. But I never believed that he was the Weasel, and in fact, my investigation only made me more certain of that. He was too forthcoming with his confession.
True.
As if there was something else he was trying to hide.
How disappointing. So you'd sooner trust Lorenzo than me? Even without a shred of evidence?
Bro, he just said that Lorenzo said nothing.
A magician is an expert at playing the audience to get the result they want. And I have no doubt that you, Gemma, are equally talented in this regard.
Sure
With a little
is.
help from Lorenzo, you put on a very convincing performance. The lovesick fiancé, whose devotion to her betrothed is unshakable, even under threats of violence.
You know, I gotta give it to Hoyoverse. That was a plot twist I didn't see coming. Maybe other people did, but for me, I never even had a thought of it.
Cesar was maligned and hated by all for 10 years, but you? Everyone sympathized with your plight. Who would suspect for 1 second that the lovely young lady always seen weeping in front of Caesar's grave was actually the mastermind behind his demise? No, not that poor lady. Perish the thought.
Doing that for 10 years straight, though, is dedication. I kinda respect it, you know?
Wait, so you mean the whole intimidation thing was just a hoax? Gemma and Lorenzo were both in on it?
Yep.
But why would Lorenzo agree to that? And why didn't he sell her out even at the end instead of admitting to being the Weasel himself?
Because he loved her.
Yes, why indeed? Maybe Gemma herself could enlighten us on that question.
Yeah, Gemma.
Well, Lyney, if you're so confident in your version of events, then I think the answer should be obvious.
Oh, her tone has
Having killed
changed.
Cesar with his own hands, Lorenzo was plagued by overwhelming guilt.
So
Revealing
it's
the Phantom Weasel's true identity would serve no purpose. But if the Weasel remained free, then she could take care of Lorenzo's loved ones.
An excellent answer, though sadly a little dull.
Is that right? Well, don't let me bore you. If you'd care to change the topic to something more interesting, I'd be much obliged.
This, like, my mind is still processing. Well played.
As a matter of fact, there's one thing I'd really like to understand. Why would the real Weasel have targeted things that only have value to other people? Could you shed any light on that?
To maybe, like, fill, like, a void? Like, something empty within?
Of course. After all, we're just telling stories here,
Oh,
aren't
yeah.
we?
Yeah, sure.
If I had to guess, I would say that the real Weasel must have had a terrible childhood.
Oh.
Left to fend for herself after her parents died young. Betrayed, scorned, beaten.
So
She'd
never had
scrounged
anything.
waste paper from garbage bins to draw on, using twigs and dirt for lack of ink and pen. She'd sew ugly rag dolls from whatever scrap material she could get her hands on.
So it's basically she's taken away everything that was taken away from her.
This was her only source of happiness in life. But it was all she needed, and she was content. Until the world decided that even this was too good for her. Once
Jesus.
again, she was betrayed. And this time, everything was taken from her. She felt like life was a miry pit that dragged her further down the more she struggled to escape.
Damn, man.
At that tender age, she should have been happy. Instead, she stood in the shadows and watched with envy as all good things in the world passed her by.
Yo, man, Fontaine has been quite depressing.
This was a fate too cruel for anyone to bear.
True, yeah.
Her
Children
pain
should not be
became
going through
breeding
that.
ground for dark thoughts. Thoughts which festered and grew into a twisted solution to her troubles.
At least she didn't go down the path of a killer, because that is definitely a route that someone would go through if they experienced that. Just a huge resentment towards humanity.
I detest the happiness of others, in all its forms alike.
Yeah, this was probably the most tamest, way that came out of that. This could have been a much worse situation. Imagine the Phantom Killer.
I will rob them of everything they hold to be good and true, and it will fill the void in my soul.
Called it. Void in the soul.
That's some pretty heavy stuff.
Now it all makes sense.
I do sympathize with her and, doing all the stuff she did. However, causing someone into killing someone, that's where there's a line drawn, and I can no longer sympathize with you.
Does this story satisfy you, Lyney?
Satisfies me.
Yes, it is quite to my tastes. Thank you for helping to clear up my confusion.
Yeah, so what was with the warning letter? I forgot about that.
Huh. That's right. What drove you to write that letter, Gemma? What were you trying to achieve there? Because without that, none of this would have ever come to light.
Just start doing it again?
She didn't write the letter.
Ah.
After 10 long years, I'd hoped that the Phantom Weasel would be consigned to the history books by now.
Oh, Lyney did it?
But it seems like someone still wasn't ready to let her finally be at peace.
Yep.
Lyney. Or should I call you the Phantom Copycat now? You were the one who posted that letter outside the Opera House. But why?
To get people to talk about it, so when he then, investigated and then convicted her, people was more down to see it.
Very sharp, Phantom Weasel. Still as shrewd as ever. Well, no need for me to be coy about it. Our goal was to clear Caesar's name.
Simple enough, innit?
The most straightforward way to change the public's impression of Caesar was to force the Weasel to show themselves.
That's it? You had no other agenda?
Oh, okay, now I pieced it together. That's why Gemma didn't like them when they were kids. I'm pretty sure Lyney and Lynette probably saw right through her. Those scornful eyes. And the reason why Cesar was never bothered by it is because they probably looked at him, with kind of trusting eyes. They could actually trust him partly.
Of course we did. We made it quite clear in the letter, I believe. I shall take from you that which you hold most dear, just as you did to me 10 years ago.
Oh.
10 years ago? You mean Caesar's death? You met him?
Mm-hmm.
Wait.
Yep.
Oh, I get it. You were those two obnoxious kids. It's been so long, and you're all grown up now.
Yes, sir.
I didn't recognize you. He taught you magic back then, didn't he? For what, 10 days or something? And you went to all this trouble. Why? Because you feel like you still owe him something?
He taught them a very valuable lesson.
We remember all our debts, however great or small.
I respect that.
10 years ago, Caesar's reputation was torn to shreds, and his legacy was thrown out. 10 years on, and no one cares what the truth is anymore.
Okay.
But we did not forget, and so we came to find you.
Lyney and Lynette, you've gone up on my likable scale. You're already quite high, but you've gone even higher.
And? What exactly did you take from me? I'm still standing, as you can see. Lorenzo has admitted to everything. I'm free.
Yeah, New Valette, did you hear all that?
Free? Do you really think so?
I've been recording this conversation.
Caesar once told me that even though the world is filled with lies and falsehoods, we must find our own truth.
There's that lesson coming in.
That applies to you too. Truth can take many forms. Prized possessions with nostalgic value, fervent hopes and dreams, and irreplaceable people.
That's adorable, that lesson stated.
Life took many things from you, and those wounds never healed. When they ached unbearably in the dead of night, stealing became your way of numbing the pain.
So I'm guessing she injured herself while she was stealing something?
What are you trying to say?
I'm saying that for the last 10 years, you've been living a rather uneventful life.
That urge.
Perhaps that's because you found something other than a life of crime to fill the hole?
What like?
Back to Lorenzo for a second. He murdered his own master, played along with your act, and took pains to make sure any suspicion would be directed towards him. But what did he have to gain from all that?
False love? Maybe?
He knew who you were and the things you'd done, and despite that, he was willing to give everything up for your sake. He's the reason that you haven't felt the compulsion to steal in all these years.
So she actually did love Lorenzo? How?
You're more than just accomplices in murder. You're the only real friends each other has. So I think you know, deep down, that he is the only truth you have in your life. But that truth is gone now. And I guarantee you, you'll never see it again.
Oh, ripping into her. Unless you go to prison with him.
Congratulations on your freedom, Gemma.
Oh, those
Your
are some
freedom
burns.
will cost you dearly. From now on, you'll be all alone in a world full of lies and falsehoods. I do hope you'll be able to bear it. You've still got a long life ahead of you after all.
Yo, the mind games.
Gather round, one and all. The time has now come for the amazing Lyney to perform his final act in tonight's show.
Oh, he hasn't done it yet?
I'm sure you're all wondering what he has planned for the grand finale. Well, wonder no more, for the answer is a death-defying high-altitude escape.
Yep, knew it.
A high-altitude escape?
10 years ago, the trick that Cesar died attempting.
I'm sure you all remember the magician Cesar. This was the very trick that led to his fatal fall, after which he was dubbed the Phantom Weasel.
Now that will get people hyped and scared.
But we have now learned that Cesar was wrongly accused, and that the real Weasel has now confessed to their crime.
Yo, they have screwed with her mentally.
Guess that's my cue to leave. Whew. I've been practicing this one for ages now, but I'm still a little nervous.
Oh, ages. I think he only just did it for like a few days. Can we see it at least?
Traveler, Paimon, I hope you enjoy the rest of the show. There may be a lot of people watching tonight, but you alone are my true witnesses.
Hey, we got you, man. We got you.
Lyney, wait.
What?
You two hid a lot from Cesar. He went to his grave without ever knowing your secrets. So what about now? Are you an open book? Or are you still the same as ever?
Same as ever.
You don't have to tell lies to end up isolated and alone. One day, you'll end up exactly where I am today. Maybe then you'll finally understand.
You're wrong. I'm nothing like you.
Yeah. He has his sister as well. And, I mean, we're gonna come in as well, you know. Grow closer.
So, what are we, doing now?
We go enjoy
Like
the show.
Lyney said, when you're ready, let's head outside and watch the show.
Sign me up.
But what about Gemma?
She'll figure out what's best for her soon enough. Oh, and if you'd like to see Lyney after the show, you know where he'll be. The usual haunt.
Alright.
I'm seeing it.
Let's go and watch Lyney's finale then. This trick's a pretty dangerous one, but he should be able to pull it off, right?
I trust him.
What is my truth? Sometimes I think I'm like a gambling addict. All I care about is winning. And it doesn't matter what's at stake.
Yeah, the mind games on her have worked. She's doubting herself now.
By the time I come to my senses, I'm left with nothing. Oh, if I had my time again.
Save your time in prison. Correct your life. There you go.
Magicians are not like thieves. Thieves
True.
only tear things apart. but good-hearted magicians. They put things back together.
Well said. So it was technically true when I said that Lyney was the Phantom Thief. He was just a copycat. Alright, let's see it. Let's see it, Lyney. Oh. How did Lynette get out there so quick?
Magic should be mysterious, surprising, and defy logic.
Mm-hmm.
Magic is hard work.
Aww.
Every single movement has
Adorable.
to be practiced thousands of times.
It's alright. We're used to that.
Aww. So cute.
We're sorry. You've taught us so much, but we can't tell you the whole truth.
See, they were
It's
like...
okay. Do you still remember what I told you?
See, they were honest.
This world is full of lies and falsehoods. I only hope that one day, you can find your own truth.
That is such a good lesson.
What about you? Have you found your truth?
Magic is my truth. I want to perform a magic trick so great that people will always think of me when they talk about it.
Well played, sir.
For a magician, what greater honor could there be?
What a great dude.
Look!
Aw.
Behold! Lyney is sealed inside the box. Will he manage to escape?
Come on, Lyney.
10 years ago, Cesar attempted this very trick, and it was at this precise moment that...
Dropped.
Watch out!
Oh, he's playing them like a fiddle. Wait. This is so cool, dude.
Mysterious. Surprising.
Yo! The visuals, man!
And logic defying. Isn't that right? This honor belongs to you, Cesar.
Oh, the feels!
I'm just sorry it's a little late.
Oh. Oh.
Did you see that? One minute he was falling, and the next, he turned into flowers.
Man, Fontaine's been so good. It's like a constant hit. It's like, oh, yeah, here's depression, here's hype, here's sadness. It's non-stop. It's one of those three every time, and then sometimes it's like a mixture of them. I'm having a blast.
How could he possibly have done that?
How mysterious.
That's a great trick.
I didn't blink once. He just vanished right in front of my eyes.
Did he use like his vision? Because they never took it away.
What a heart-stopping magic show. This was really worth the trip. Caesar's
Charlotte's
name has
buzzing.
finally been cleared, and Fontaine's new star magician Lyney has fulfilled a wish on his behalf. Oh, I couldn't ask for a better grand finale. It will make a great headline for the Steambird tomorrow, even if I do say so myself.
Another thing, did that woman just like disappear? Or was I just seeing things? I'll play it back.
Looks like everyone really loved Lyney's grand finale.
I'm definitely rewatching that. Even though they don't know the full story. Yeah, we got the best experience out of that.
Paimon doesn't see Lyney anywhere. Where'd he go?
Man's
Oh, Lynette said he'd be waiting for us at the usual hunt. But, where is that?
the cemetery.
Oh, you mean the
Oh.
one where Caesar's buried? Yeah, that's probably it. This whole magic show kinda seemed like Lyney's way of saying goodbye to Caesar. So it makes sense that that's where he'd be afterward.
Oh, man. Oh, I can't wait to rewatch that.
Alright, let's go look for him there.
Well played, Lyney. Well played.
Lyney! There you are.
I just want to give him a hug, man.
Are you alright? Paimon was scared to death when the chain broke. Paimon was sure something had gone horribly wrong.
I wasn't scared for a minute. He is a genius.
Magic is a performance art. A magician has to get creative to keep the audience on tenterhooks. That's our job. So I tweaked Caesar's original setup a little to keep it fresh.
Well played, sir. Genshin hitting with the music. Always.
I was honestly a little nervous during the live performance. The thought of falling, suddenly feeling weightless, seeing the sky and the ground spinning and spinning. Sometimes, I can't help but wonder what Cesar thought in those final moments.
That's what I mean. I mean, even moments before the fall, that, like, those few seconds must have felt awful. Dying in front of people, ugh.
Did he regret taking Gemma and Lorenzo on? Or did he believe that it was his own slip-up right until the end?
Paimon's been wanting to ask you about something ever since we were in Caesar's workshop. You learned magic from Cesar once, didn't you? When was that?
When they were
After
young.
I joined the House of the Hearth. To be honest, Lynette and I had an agenda when we approached him.
An agenda?
I told you about my past before, remember?
Mm-hmm.
As a young boy, I survived by secretly learning magic from street performers. I'd watch their tricks and try to figure out how they were done. But I quickly realized that observation alone could only get me so far.
True.
What I saw was the polished final performance, but the rigorous training they put in behind the scenes remained invisible to me.
I mean, any type of, like, talent, you don't see the training they go through for that.
I needed to learn how to improve my sleight of hand, hone my misdirection skills, and make niftier props. We were gifted enough that we'd made some progress by ourselves.
That's impressive,
but without
though.
proper guidance from a professional magician, we quickly plateaued.
Give yourself, like, a pat on the back for even, like, figuring out that much from observation alone.
So that's why you sought Cesar out?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. We figured there was no harm in asking, but it took us by surprise that he was so willing to teach us.
And then they ended up growing to like him because he taught them some valuable lessons.
In all, we only spent 10 short days together, but he was very good to us. By contrast, we hid so many things from him. For instance, when he asked why I wanted to learn magic, I answered, "It's my passion." But in truth, there was already a lot more to the story by then. After being taken in by an aristocrat for our magic talent, then betrayed soon after, this was no longer about me doing what I loved.
Aw.
What amazed me was how the lie escaped my lips even as I was hesitating over whether to tell him the truth.
Jesus. Constant hitting the feels.
Trust is a beautiful thing. Sadly, I'd forgotten how to trust by then.
I mean, that's completely fair.
Lyney.
Yeah, that wasn't your fault.
Still worried about the way I feel? You really are a gentle soul, aren't you?
Hey man, stuff like that should never be happening to kids. Simple as.
But don't worry, I'm used to it now. From the mansions of the elite to the House of the Hearth, lies and selfishness have followed me and Lynette everywhere we go.
I mean, in the end though, you was able to redeem it, so...
After Cesar went on tour, we became busy with our missions. The next we heard of him was that he'd fallen to his death, and was now declared to be the Phantom Weasel. That night, I remembered his smile. But as I lay there, I didn't know what to say to him.
Man.
To keep secrets is to put up walls. The longer you keep them up, the less you let people in. Then, one day, you look around and realize your life is like an empty auditorium after a show, full of seats once occupied by all the people who left. But I guess that's the price we have to pay.
God, I really like these characters. Jesus.
You only realize how much someone really meant to you when you lose them completely. That's why I was so confident this would hurt Gemma. Because I felt it for myself.
We're in your auditorium, and we're never going anywhere. Boom.
Yeah, cheer up, Lyney. We've had to say our fair share of goodbyes during our journey, too.
Mm-hmm.
But whatever happens, Paimon always believes in what tomorrow brings.
Yeah, we always come back, though.
Delicious food, fun toys, and the traveler by my side.
Hey.
Paimon just needs to focus on things like this, and all the unhappy stuff goes right out the window.
That's adorable.
You know, Traveler, doesn't that kind of make you Paimon's truth?
See, if this was any other character, I would think this is, like, really cute and wholesome. But Because there's so much, like, mystery behind Paimon. Anytime she says stuff like this, I just can't help thinking there's a hidden meaning behind it.
Exactly. It's the same for me and Lynette. We are the truest thing each other has in the world, and nothing can replace that. Life has taken plenty from us, like it did from Gemma. But at least it left us with each other. That's what gave us the strength to get through the darkest days. That's why the darkness never consumed me, and why it never will.
So adorable.
Maybe we live in the shadows too, but we remember every precious ray of light that shines through.
And Fontaine has been off to such a great start. This has been solid.
Alright, time to lighten this conversation up a little. What did you think of the show tonight? Were you happy with it?
It was sick, my man. Well done.
It was amazing! Paimon just wishes we hadn't been so distracted with the Gemma situation.
True.
We spent most of our time in the opera house just talking and pretty much missed the entire first half of the show.
True.
Lyney, could you do just one more trick for us?
Hey.
Whoa, that's a bit of a tall order, I'm afraid. The show's just finished, so my sleeves are decidedly card-free right now.
Well, you don't have a backup plan, Mr. Magician?
Aw, come on! Surely you can think of something. The Lyney Paimon knows can do anything if he puts his mind to it.
He's gonna do the flower trick.
Alright then. I'll give it a go, but only because it's you.
It's gonna be the flower
Watch
trick.
Closely.
Yep.
I have a flower in my hand.
Called it.
There's nothing in your hand. We ain't going along with this.
Huh? My goodness, you're right. But I could have sworn I brought one here with me. Okay, try this.
Yeah, it's gonna
Count
appear on
down with me.
Paimon.
3, 2,
2, 1.
3, 2,
Alright. Presto.
Now, have another look around.
Oh, it's on both of
Maybe
us.
the flowers appeared somewhere else.
Oh, never mind. Paimon didn't get one.
Really? Let's see.
It's back there again.
Wow, there it is! Oh, this is a different flower from the last time, right? This one's called, oh yeah, a rainbow rose.
What did that one mean again?
But more importantly, Paimon has to know how the trick is done. Please, Lyney, pretty please.
A magician never reveals their tricks, Paimon.
Well, if you want to learn magic, you'll have to start by addressing me as teacher.
I respect it.
Fine. Please, teacher, please.
Since you asked so nicely, I'll share one little tip with you.
This is cute.
Namely, the student of magic cannot solely rely on others being prepared to reveal their secrets. You have to observe, think, and find the answers for yourself.
Basically, get better.
Is that it?
You're trash.
Look at the time. We shouldn't linger here too long. Thanks again for coming to see my show. I bid you both good night.
Goodbye,
I
Lyney.
look forward to seeing you again.
All right, fine. See ya.
He definitely needs another story quest. 100%.
Shall we head back down too? Oh, Paimon can't wait to read The Steambird tomorrow. Paimon bets Lyney and Cesar will be plastered all over it.
100%.
Let's head to the Steambird's offices tomorrow morning and see what we can find out.
That was so good. Still not over yet, though.
I'm very sorry, Charlotte, but my sister and I are quite busy today. I'm afraid we'll have to decline this interview.
No.
Oh, please, Lyney, I'll only take a moment of your time, if you would be so kind.
Please. Anything.
Huh? What's happening here?
I spent all night writing my piece about the Phantom Weasel, and it was going to go to print this morning.
Yes.
But just as dawn broke, I suddenly received news that Caesar's fiancée, Gemma, had contacted the guards
Yeah.
and confessed to having been the real Phantom Weasel all along.
I had a feeling she was gonna do that. She was in her own head.
That was quick.
Hi.
Too late, bro.
No, Paimon, you revealed it. Now Charlotte's gonna go even heavier.
That was quick, you say? It sounds like I've got some catching up to do. Please, fill me in. My instincts did not lead me astray. You do have something to hide. Gemma turning herself in must have something to do with Lyney's performance last night.
Oh, you're not getting away now.
Maybe watching my high-altitude escape trick reminded her of a better time with Cesar, and she could no longer ignore the voice of her conscience.
Alright.
Ah, okay then. Wait, no, there must be more to it. If that's all it took for her to have a change of heart, how did it take her 10 whole years?
Well...
Go on. Can't get yourself out of that one, can you? Charlotte's journalistic spirit is burning red. We're gonna have to distract her somehow.
Oh, I remember now. You and Gemma were nowhere to be found after the show. What happened between you?
She's gonna keep going. We're gonna need to give her like a new news story or something. I don't know.
Quickfire question. Where did you all go after the show?
Oh, we went to the cemetery and Lyney did a private magic trick just for us.
Oh.
Actually, glad you mentioned it, because that reminds Paimon, guess what? Lyney started using rainbow roses in his tricks.
Wait. Revealing. Oh, wait. Lynette doesn't know about... Bro, so much information is just being leaked out of Paimon's mouth. It is insane. What does those roses mean again? I think that those flowers kind of confirm that Lenny's like opening up to the Traveler and Paimon. And that's caught Lynette off guard.
I don't recall ever having received a rainbow rose from you myself.
Ooh.
Is this supposed to mean that they're more important to you than your own sister?
Wow, caught red-handed.
I just,
What now? Oh, did Paimon say something wrong again?
Bro, my man Lenny is being put on blast. Also, Paimon.
This is getting pretty awkward. What do we do, Traveler?
We dip.
Seems like this interview wasn't meant to be. Well, never mind. There's always next time. Forgive my persistence, but when there's explosive news waiting to be found, I can't turn away. The news about Gemma has already made waves, and I'll stop at nothing to get to the bottom of it all.
What I really like about Charlotte's character as well, which I hopefully we get a companion mission with Charlotte, is that she just like, she writes about anything. And that's what got her in a lot of trouble, like when in the TCG event. And that's why she needed to come over to like Mondstadt and that, because she annoyed like some high-ranking people. So Charlotte is definitely a trustworthy reporter.
Apparently, one of the things she said to the guards was that her final wish is to see Lorenzo one last time. There's clearly a web of complicated relationships there. Can't blame me for being curious.
True.
All right, I guess I'll leave you to continue the rest of your conversation in peace. Bye for now.
Alright, goodbye, Charlotte.
Lynette? Paimon didn't mean to...
Nope.
Don't worry, I wasn't angry. I was just trying to distract her.
Bro, I'm being tricked like there's no tomorrow. I'm tired of it. I'm being played like a fiddle. Well played, you're all top tier actors.
Oh, really? Oh, thank goodness. You scared Paimon there.
Phew. You and me both, Paimon. You and me both. At least it did the job, right?
Yeah, it definitely tricked me.
Please, take good care of that rainbow rose. I'd
Aw.
be really upset if you lost it.
Oh, we're keeping it. It's staying in the bag along with all the other important stuff. The Forgotten Thief. That was quite long. So I wonder if this is going to be a trend for all Fontaine quests then, because this one was also very long. Like, this was near enough 2 hours, I believe. But man, I enjoyed that a lot. I had an absolute blast with it. I do want to revisit that ending cutscene because that was packed with gorgeous visuals, emotion, and it was just goddamn wholesome. Again, Fontaine is just, it's hitting us with so much emotion. And hopefully somewhere in the future, somewhere down the line, we do get another story quest with Lenny because, man, his character really grew on me here. Along with Lynette's. I really want to learn more about them. But yeah, until then, we're going to be waiting for Act 3 of the Archon quest to come out, or any other type of story quest that might be released before then. So, if you don't want to miss my reaction to future Genshin Impact content, be sure to hit that subscribe button, I would greatly appreciate it. And yeah, I'll see you then.